Ladies and gentlemen, the Minnesota Wild with a 2-1 lead in the best of 7 against the Vegas Golden Knights. They're flat out outworking Vegas, and they are fully in on both sides of the ice. It helps when you have Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Boldy doing their things, but holy moly, that was fun. That was a fun game for the Minnesota Wild tonight. Gus Bus was chef's kiss. Just some very, very good work for the Minnesota Wild in this game. And look, they're not up 2-1 in this series by accident. They have been feasting on turnovers. They have been just every single thing you can do. They're doing it. We got a lot to discuss. Gus Bus, Boldy, Kaprizov, Marco Rossi, Zeev Boyum. Let's talk about it all. It's time to POSTCAST.
You are Locked On Wild POSTCAST, part of Locked On Minnesota on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
The Minnesota Wild's up 2-1. We are in familiar territory as the Wild just honestly, I'm amped up, Alex, as we bring Alex in here to the postcast. I'm amped up because this Wild team, there were a lot of things that they needed to do in order to serve in this series against the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's run through the checklist, shall we? Big performances from Kirill Kaprizov. Check. Stepping up from Matt Boldy to match. Check. Filip Gustavsson outdueling Adin Hill. Check. Holding the Vegas power play in check. Check. Alex, you can boil it down simply to, as I said in the open, the Wild are outworking Vegas through the first 3 games of this series.
Yeah, it was good, especially late, to have some adversity with those back-to-back penalties and having to kill them off. So that was huge, especially after giving up that shorty. So, Gus was just incredible late. Robin, Eichel, and Stone, and I mean, both of those guys have 0 points through 3 games. Who would have ever thought, right? just incredible. And it's nice to see them healthy. We haven't been able to say that a whole lot. And what a performance by Matt Boldy, especially that goal where he created that turnover off Hannafin and Barry. He's playing with so much confidence, and Kirill's starting to feel it too. So watch out.
And Boldy's performance is hands down the standout of the series so far, in my mind, because you needed Kirill to do his thing. And so I'm not trying to downplay what Kirill's doing. You needed Kirill to do his thing. You needed Filip Gustavsson to be on his game. But Matt Boldy, it feels like, is truly the performance that could sway this series in Minnesota's favor. And he has not missed a beat. Every game, he has just been completely locked in. And Vegas has no answer right now for that combination of Kaprizov, Ek, and Boldy. Yeah,
it's working. Right. I mean, Ek is working so hard too. I mean, that's his game, right? Where he's grinding away, and that he complements Boldy and Kaprizov so well. That line is outdoing the Vegas's top line. So that's the story right there. 7 points for Kaprizov, 6 for Boldy. So I mean, that's incredible. And this is what makes the playoffs so great, right? There's such a roller coaster of emotions, the ups and downs, and it's just that's why it's the best postseason for sure. So but they got to keep it going because as we've talked, Vegas is not going to go quietly. I mean,
no.
This, when we were making predictions, we always said it was, even though a lot of us had Vegas, we had it going at least 6 games. So, we'll see. But I've also never heard the X that loud. I mean, you could it was coming out of the TV from home. So that was pretty cool too for the home fans. After all the tough games they've gone through in the regular season, to get that moment tonight was pretty cool.
Yeah, it just like, and I said it in today's episode that I posted just before, kind of as the pregame teaser, is the fans will be loud. The fans will be ready to go. You just got to give them a reason to get up out of their seats and go nuts. And Kirill did that with the power play goal early on. Just did the thing again where he's like, I'm just going to skate around behind the net and just laser one. And look, Adin Hill is a good goalie. He is not having a good series.
Yeah, that long one from Kirill from way out, he was, he had trouble tracking the puck there. That's can be sometimes when you're that big of a goalie, sometimes, you have a tough time moving, laterally. And, just, it seems like he's all out of sorts right now. And, while they're, they see blood in the water, and they're taking advantage, and, but they got to keep it going. I can't see Cassidy switching to Schmid or Samsonov. Samsonov was not great all season, and Schmid's barely played in the NHL. I think they're just going to ride. I mean, Adin Hill did win them a cup, so I think they'll ride them the entire series, and and hope that Eichel and Stone can get going. But if they don't, then the Wild, they can win this. So
yeah, it's your classic, we're going to pull the goalie as a message to the rest of the team that the play has not been good. And the turnovers, I think, are the most eye-opening thing for me. It just, every time Shea Theodore just let the puck goes off of him into the net. So that's 5 goals that he has assisted on.
The Hannafin one was just awful, because that created it. Made it 3-1. So I mean that's tough. That at that time of the game can't have that happen. And he's, they acquired him because he's such a good puck handler, and he's just uncharacteristic. And it's strange, because coming into this series, we talked about Vegas's decor and how big they are and how physical they are, but they're having trouble, handling the puck. All of them are, and so. Yeah, did not see that one coming.
Yeah, it's it really has just been a good story, and it's a great understudy of exactly what John Hines has preached all season. Details, because it has been details all the way down the list for the Minnesota Wild in this series so far, and the one of the most. I'm going to say amazing, because I'm fired up. I'm amped up. One of the most amazing things in this game. How about the awareness of Ryan Hartman on the power play to look up at the clock, see the time is winding down, and say, all right, we're going to laser one in, try to get one on net. It ends up hitting Kaprizov's stick and kicks into the net. In any number of other times, you see this Wild team with that type of situation. Maybe they don't get a shot on net. They see the times winding down, and they say, hey, this is an opportunity. We're maybe just going to make sure that something doesn't go wrong, as opposed to trying to pounce. And they pounced. They scored. I honestly, and we're exactly right, and the people that are mentioning it in the comment section are exactly right too, is like, we, as much as we want to celebrate this win, and we will tonight, allow yourself the opportunity to celebrate this tonight. And hey, fans, you even can celebrate it tomorrow as well, and all the way up to Saturday's game. But the Minnesota Wild have been here before. And like I said in today's episode, you got to push as much as you have pushed so far in this series. You have to push harder. Now that you are in the lead, you have to push harder. You have to keep your foot on the throat. You have a Vegas team on the ropes right now. And if you let them off the hook, they're going to fight right back. So you just got to keep the fight going at them and not let them any amount of opportunity to breathe.
Yeah, this is going to be the hardest game of the season or the series, right? This upcoming one, because I mean, if it gets to 3-1, then Vegas is really, really, really in trouble. So they're going to just give it their all because they want to get the home ice advantage back, because then it goes back to Vegas. So they are going to be absolutely desperate. And again, with Stone and Eichel, they have to be so frustrated to not have a single point. So it'll probably be a grind, because they're not going to want to make any mistakes after they've had a couple of games in a row with just poor puck handling. So they're gonna want to try to just muck it up as best they can. I would think Cassidy would at least change up the forward lines a little bit, tinkering. We've seen Howden a little bit with the top line. It'll be interesting to see if they move Barbashev off that top line to just try to get Stone and Eichel going. So that wouldn't surprise me, but we'll see. I can't wait to see what the strategy is for Cassidy going into this must win for them.
Yeah, this is they are going to have to make the adjustments now, and for the Wild, it's like we said, and we'll talk about it more after the break here. You have to just keep pushing, just keep working hard and doing the little things to keep the series in your favor. I want to go to the statistics for tonight's game because again, blocks told a big story in this game as they have all series. Shots were even. I saw Jesse Pierce tweeted out during the third period. Vegas made a push here, but it didn't feel like game two, Alex. It didn't feel like, you're just fending off wave after wave. The Wild had some good push offensively here in this game as well, which led to those shot totals being more even. Vegas 0 for 4 on the power play. They did get a shorty, as they are prone to do. But I thought the Wild kill was very, very on point. Forgive the pun. They were very much detail-oriented and just trying to clear as many times as they can. Vegas won the face-off battle. They had the hit battle, but, the blocks. Big story. 23 blocks for the Minnesota Wild. When they get to that 20 block mark, that's the magic number. 23 blocks. And they got there tonight. Several blocks on the power play. Just a great job of keeping things clean for Filip Gustavsson, who was masterful in this game tonight. He was the Vegas Golden Knights generated 2.56 expected goals. So Gus was a half a goal above expected, which in a game like this, even though the Wild won 5-2, half a goal matters. And Gus had no shortage of opportunities that he just stifled for this Golden Knights team. They had 49 unblocked shot attempts for the game, 41 low danger attempts, 5 medium danger attempts, 3 high danger attempts. So for the team that led the NHL in high danger attempts for the season, they have 8 in 3 games. And I'm not talking shots on goal. I'm talking attempts. 8 in 3 games. That is a defense that is cooking. Jack Capuano is cooking.
It's working. The cartoon characters got something going. I mean, let's be honest. Could you imagine without Eck right now? I mean, what a series he's having. I mean, he's just neutralizing Vegas's top end guys, and they're making timely blocks, right?
Yeah.
It's shots right in the slot, and Gus is just making some timely saves. It was nice to see. After he let in that softie to Pietrangelo, he bounced back right away and it was on his game. And it's nice to see the confidence of the PK, especially when they had a 6-on-4 PK too. that's, that should lead into the next game. It's nice. It's so nice to win a special teams battle, right?
Yeah.
How often have we been able to say that? Not too often. So it's nice to see the PK going, and Zeev is going to get more confidence as he gets more games under his belt. I mean, I couldn't imagine, going right in. Your first games are in a playoff series, against one of the best teams in the league. And how about Matt Boldy too? There's always chatter on X and all the old socials that, hey, he can't score against the good teams. All he does is score against San Jose and Anaheim. Sorry, Locked On Sharks. I know you're in here lurking, but yeah, it was it's nice to see Boldy have another just excellent game against this Vegas Golden Knights team.
Yeah, it's going. This is going to be, one of those just great performances. Like it's all about all the things that this team has done all season. We got 188 people in here right now, which is
it's awesome.
I think that has for sure doubled the amount that was the previous record for a live show. I just want to
have an earlier game too.
Yes. I just want to point out there before we hit the break, and then we'll come back and we'll get to everybody's comments. I know Denny has had some elite ones in here, so we are going to get to the comments after the break. But how about the scores throughout the rest of the league? Did you see that Blues score, Alex?
Yeah, this
7-2.
They, I can never count out Jim Montgomery. I'm sure after
such a good coach.
After the second game, sure he gave them an earful, and the Blues are, before that series started, they were the hot pick to give Winnipeg some troubles. So yeah, now they're starting to feel it. I know Locked On Sharks said, can you talk about the Cam Fowler
5 points?
Yeah, he I did not see this coming when he got traded over there, because he was near the end there with Anaheim. It was not going well, but
pretty washed.
It goes to show you what Jim Montgomery can do, and he's unleashed. He got Jordan Kyrou going, and how about the job he's done with Robert Thomas too? It's he's had a heck of a second half with the coaching change too.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, just some incredible compelling playoff hockey here. And Hellebuck gave up 6 goals on 25 shots. Yikes.
Yeah,
St. Louis Blues had the hits in this game were Winnipeg 65, St. Louis 63. Come on now.
Did you see the last game, the hit by Logan Stanley on Jordan Kyrou? Yeah. That was crazy.
I tweeted out when that hit happened. I said, so are they going to have to melt the ice to pull Jordan Kyrou out from under it? Just having a little fun with it.
Buchnevich had a hat trick, and like I mentioned, Robert Thomas smooth out there. Carlos Santana 3 assists.
Just some unbelievable games. Yeah, the Blues were also 3 of 8 on the power play. I always love when you get 8 attempts on the power play. That's a good number.
And how about the Florida Panthers just kicking the Lightning's butt in the Battle of Florida?
My Stanley Cup pick.
Yeah, me too. The Lightning. I don't know. I don't know. And poor our friends Locked On Senators. I tweeted at you, quote tweeted. It was like they were like, win the face off. I was like, sounds familiar.
Yeah,
but,
I've heard that.
4 cents. Yeah,
I've heard that many times. Let's break. Let's get to some comments here. We got to give Marco Rossi some love, and the fourth line combination that, quite frankly, I could not see. Well, of course they score. Naturally, they score. So we'll talk about Brazo, Rossi, and Trenyan, and the immaculate work that they did tonight, as well as all the others. So we got a lot to go. We hit 200 people vibing after a just blew the roof off the X. So we're going to blow the roof off the postcast as we continue tonight's Locked On Wild postcast. The Minnesota Wild handle business as they beat the Vegas Golden Knights by a score of 5-2. We have so much more to get to, so let's get to it right after this. Today's episode of Locked On Wild is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. FanDuel makes it so easy, whether you want to put some money down on futures bets, whether you want to live bet the second half of your favorite NBA game or the third period. FanDuel gives you so many options. So head to FanDuel.com to claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Tonight's postcast is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where'd all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it is so easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNHL for half off your first year. Welcome back to tonight's Locked On Wild postcast as the Minnesota Wild pick up a 5-2 win over the Vegas Golden Knights. A lot to get to here. I'm just looking at some of the comments already. Why don't we start? Let's start with Trevor. He had this in a while ago. Healthy Ek changes the series. Missed him 1,000,000% against Dallas the last time the Wild were in the playoffs. Absolutely accurate. He is. I think he tried to mention that when he was out, that it wasn't just one thing. There were several nagging injuries that Eriksson Ek was trying to get over when he was out of the lineup, and he looks great. There's no question that he is 100% at this point in the season, and it just goes to show you how important what he does is. Jack Eichel tonight, where's he at? He had 3 total shots on goal and was a -2. How about old Mark Stone? He had 2 shots on goal, was also a -2. Now, to be fair, many players were -1s or 2s, but 2 of your top players, 5 total shots on goal.
Not going to cut it.
Matt Boldy had that by himself. So the job that Eriksson Ek has done on Eichel, and this is another point. The fact that line is able to defensively do their thing against Vegas's top line while also scoring.
It's incredible.
Massive key to this series.
Yeah, I mean, and that and the depth players on the Wild are showing up. Foligno, I know it's an empty netter, but he gets another one, and Hartman's been excellent, and that's a big deal too. Is getting the depth guys to show up, because that's what Vegas did in the first game. Getting 2 goals from Howden, and now it's kind of flipped for the Wild, where their depth guys are showing up. So yeah, hopefully that can continue the rest of the series as well.
Let's give Ryan Hartman some love as well. He started the series on the 4th line. He elevated. Hines talked about how well he played in the first game. to earn some more minutes. He stacked it up, played great in game 2. I think this was his best game of the series so far. He's having an impact every time he's out there on the ice. And he found the line again. He found that balance point. There was a play in game 2 where I think he went up to Hurdle. It was Tomas Hurdle late in the game, and Hurdle took a whack at him with his stick. And at that point, Hartman didn't do anything. Now, obviously, he took the cross check,
right,
which was not called. But in both instances, didn't retaliate. And they're
trying to bait him. They're trying to bait him.
If there are Vegas fans in here listening, welcome. We're glad to have you. I have thrown in the disclaimer too. I haven't seen anything until tonight. I hadn't seen anything until tonight that should have been a penalty on the Minnesota Wild. So I talked about responsible physicality coming into this game. They've continued it. Were there a few too many penalties tonight? Probably, but I mean, if your penalty kill plays like that more often than not, you don't have to worry about it. Now, is that how that's going to play out for the entirety of a series? Probably not. But if you can get off to a good start, like they did tonight, if you can get off to a 2 or a 3 goal lead, you buy yourself some equity. You buy yourself some cushion. And the last 2 games, the Wild have done that and then some. Let's go to this one from Bob. Front net presence is back. Full strength is wonderful. Turns out you don't even have to screen a goalie if you shoot one from the top of the zone. That first goal that Kaprizov had, there wasn't much in the way of him.
No.
He just straight up didn't see it.
Just put it on net. That's in playoff hockey, sometimes you just gotta get those greasy ones, or just hope that it just bounces in off a shin pad, or he just kind of flung it from way deep. And Adin Hill he was having trouble tracking the puck tonight.
Yeah, he just couldn't see it, and that's evident by I didn't get to the Wild's offensive numbers yet. The Wild, all told, had a 2.54 expected goals. So if you look at that compared to what Vegas had, I think they were pretty similar. 2.56 for Vegas. So analytics say pretty close, but obviously the Wilds, they pounced on their opportunities and Vegas didn't. But as far as the Vegas numbers or the Wild numbers go, Adin Hill had a nice little negative 2.49 goals saved above expected. That's not great. The Wild had 27 unblocked shot attempts, 21 of them low danger, 4 medium danger, and 2 high danger. The Wild had 3 medium danger goals tonight. And if you can consistently score from medium and in, you make things so much easier than just trying to rely on those perimeter shots and trying to hope that Vegas is going to hand you your goals. You got to go out there and earn it. And I know there have been several turnovers, but it feels like the Wild have really gone out there and they have grabbed momentum in this series as opposed to just hoping that Vegas is going to give it to them.
Yeah, they've been super aggressive. They've been outworking Vegas, especially their defensemen. They're just kind of grinding them and forcing them into those turnovers by how hard they are. They're working on their forecheck, and the Boldy goal was a great example of that, and causing a guy like Noah Hannafin to make an uncharacteristic turnover for him, and then Adin Hill's just dead in the right there, and Boldy capitalized. I felt so bad for Boldy. I wanted him to get that empty netter. Yeah. The puck just hit that post just perfectly. But good for Moose to get his.
By the way, I was watching just because I was also playing some Fortnite while the game was going on. I was watching on my second TV, so I was watching the ESPN broadcast. John Forsland is so good. Like we go from Bob Wischusen to John Forsland, and I'm like, I'm a broadcast guy. I'm kind of a nerd about that stuff.
Oh yeah. Forsland,
so good.
Forsland's a guy that we grew up, watching him do all the national TV games. He's just brilliant. He's right up there with. I mean, I'll never ever forget watching Doc Emmerich, and
Doc was the best,
and Gary Thorne. Remember Gary Thorne and Bill Clement together? I mean, that was an elite tandem. I'll never forget those guys. Edzo was pretty good tonight too. He's just another guy that I've always watched. So yeah, some good national TV broadcasters out there for sure.
I'm gonna get to a couple of quotes here. Michael Russo is tweeting out some thoughts from both sides. We've got a question on Zeev Boyum as well, so we'll get to all that here. Russo says Hartman said he looked at the clock before Kaprizov's buzzer beater because, quote, the fans were yelling shoot as usual, but they usually do it with 20 seconds left in a period. So he figured he better be sure. So good work by, again, just such a heads up play by Hartsey to see that and to get the puck at the net. I still don't know how it got through and how it got to Kaprizov's stick, but hey, puck luck. When's the last time the Wild had puck luck in a game?
Yeah, I mean, especially at home. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, and the fact that to get that empty netter was just such a relief, right? Like that, because I mean, it was kind of tilting there for a second, and Gus was making those timely saves, and just I'm sure you could sense a sigh of relief on the Wild bench for sure.
I do want to mention as well, the Wild are A+ on the broadcast side. I don't have FanDuel I don't have the app on that TV. So for tonight I was watching on just normal YouTube TV, but Joe O'Donnell A+++. Anthony LaPanta is fantastic too. They got both sides covered. So we're just tremendously spoiled here. But Alex, like you said, we grew up with some of these guys, and so if I get a chance to hear John Forsland, I'm going to take it.
I'm jealous that Seattle gets them all year for their regional broadcasts again. And John Butchergrass made a comment that he's like, get rid of the regional sports networks for the playoffs. I can't agree with that. And then, what I also saw, I think it was earlier tonight or yesterday, but the Islanders are getting rid of their radio broadcast team. And it's just like, I just hate that because, I mean, you look at Joe O'Donnell, what a story he's had. I mean, he worked his way up from the ECHL. He was grinding in the AHL and doing Houston Aeros games. And he bided his time and now gets to do the Wild, radio broadcasting, and he just does such an excellent job. And I root for people like Joe because he's put in the time to be at the top, and he does such a great job.
Yeah, 100%. Butchergrass is so far wrong on that. Whatever he's trying to do, I know what he's trying to do is he's trying to just get more of the pie to ESPN, which if you want more of the pie, how about you fix your broadcast issues every game?
Yeah, audio. I mean,
third season that they've had hockey and they still have basic broadcast issues.
And if you're going to do remote broadcasts, why did you sign up for the rights? Because it's unacceptable. All the fans know when it's a remote broadcast too. And then some of these games, you can't even hear the crowd noise. That's unacceptable.
So get that figured out before you try to take all the RSNs. What a joke.
Yeah.
Where was I going to go? Let's go to, I like this one. We're going to go to KJ first. Do you guys think Boldy's performance has an impact on Kaprizov wanting to stay? I mean, it's got to, right? He knows he's got one playmaker for sure. I think it has to. I think this Boldy would be enough to get anybody to want to stay around.
And the Wild can offer the most money, so that
yeah,
I mean that right there is the ticket because you know there's any contract battles or other teams throwing out contracts out there, the Wild can offer the most, and Leopold has said that they'll go to the highest to keep him.
Yeah, there's not going to be any. I don't think there's going to be any issue there. I want to talk about Zeev a little bit. Midwest Auto. William looked much better tonight. Try not to judge him too much. It's not easy to debut in a playoff series against a really stout Vegas team. Look, I think we've seen some really good things from Zeev already. His zone entry is the best on the team outside of Kirill Kaprizov right now on the power play. So that's a massive impact that he can already make. It's like he is going to be able to add a ton to this mix. And if he can just continue to stack confidence in these games, there are a few opportunities where with him moving the puck at the top of the zone on the power play, you want to see him let one rip, but I get why he didn't. He just, as he gets more comfortable, he's going to start to, hey, this is my opportunity to shoot. So let it fly and hope that it goes in. But I think he has made some good leaps already here over his first couple games.
Yeah. I mean, Zeev he's been in big games his entire hockey career, right? I mean, he's been in national championship games. He was in a national championship game at the X. He's been on the biggest stages, for World Junior games as well. And that kid has all the confidence in the world. We've talked about, he plays with a little swagger too. And, he's going to get stronger too in the off season. So watch out. I mean, he's only 19, right? It's just, it's incredible. Stepping in and, Brock Faber talked about it too. It's the mental side has got to be the toughest thing for him too, because, he joins in and, Declan Chisholm and John Merrill have, they've been grinding the entire regular season, to get through that gauntlet and for Zeev to, kind of take their job. It's got to be tough. And, I'm sure he just, he doesn't want to make any mistakes out there because then, he's going to hear it, and see it on social media. And so he just kind of wants to go unnoticed. Right.
Yeah. Sorry. I was distracted by an odd comment in the chat.
Right.
It was that person that you DM
right.
about that is
now
it was toast.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Marco Rossi. Played on the fourth line here tonight. The fourth line, of course, scores a goal. I didn't really know what to expect from that line combination.
It's still weird, right? It's still weird.
It's very weird. Like you've got two not fleet of foot
boat anchors with Rossi.
Not fleet of foot at all, and they score. Like that's hockey though. That's hockey for you. I don't get it how I don't get it how that stuff works sometimes. But you look at it, and I think what the coaching staff is looking for is, well, Rossi goes right to the net. And so if you have two big bodies that can get the puck behind the net, like I understand the logic. It wouldn't be my first choice, but they scored tonight, so I get to put my foot in my mouth. Yeah.
I mean, good for Rossi, right? I mean, he's hearing it all over, and I'm sure he sees it on social media, and if he has K-Fan and here's it,
Here's it here.
on Locked On and all everywhere.
Although to be fair, we have been very pro Rossi.
Yeah, and this is he's battling through adversity, and it's been out there that he you mentioned it to me that he turned down a contract that the Wild offered, so that's can always make things more tense for the player. I know a lot of times they don't have anything to do with it. It's the agent, saying no, trying to get more for their client, obviously advocating for them. But he's he for him to produce with line mates that I'm sure he doesn't think are ideal that's awesome for him. And he's just got to keep grinding. And he can look at Ryan Hartman, for example, too. Ryan Hartman was on the fourth line for a while there, and then with his play has gone back to being up, elevated up the line, and Rossi's just got to keep playing his game, and when you're on the fourth line and you can score, it's just gigantic.
Sneaky Pete to the rescue here. He says Vegas was working over Rossi at the beginning of the game, and the two bruisers came in to protect him. With his size, it just makes sense. He never has to be behind the net when they set up zone time. I like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's go to this one. Do we see a replacement for 90? Joe O'Donnell was saying that he did not come back out onto the ice.
Yeah, I mean, I tweeted earlier that I wanted to see Vinny Hinostroza in for Nyquist, but if Johansson can't play, I mean, I would still go Vinny Hinostroza. I don't think you throw in Ogren right now. I just think Hinostroza can help on the power play too, on that second unit. If they do get a power play chance, and
and he can maybe help on that second line.
Yes, yeah, very true. Because obviously the second line all season has had issues, so yeah, I wouldn't mind him getting in.
Yeah, the second line had 2 shot attempts for and 10 against tonight in 7 minutes.
Poor Zuccarello. It just he seems that's another guy that just seems out of place with his line mates, and he wants to play with Kirill, but we'll see.
Kaprizov, Eck, and Boldy, by the way, they had 15 on ice shot attempts for, 8 against. Foligno, Hartman, and Nyquist 3 attempts for, 14 against. But honestly, if you're talking about a line that is more on the defensive side, you throw that stuff out the window, because if you are the defensive line, of course you're going to be facing a ton of shots against, because the other team is trying to get through and they can't. So, a few more shot attempts would be nice, but one of these lines, and I'm just going to say it right now, we've seen it already, but the statistics, this is not going to be, regardless of how the rest of the series plays out, it is not going to be glamorous. It's not going to be, you're not going to win a lot of the statistical battles head to head, which is why you're going to have to outwork them. And the Wild have done that every single game. They got goalied in game 1 quite a bit by Adin Hill. They bounced back in game 2, pounced on turnovers. Shea Theodore handed him 4 goals, and he handed him a 5th tonight. But the reason that the Wild have won these last 2 games is because they are outworking Vegas. And if you can do that, you put yourself in pretty good shape. But not only that, it has to be full buy-in. It's got to be everybody doing it. You can't have one line that's going out there and working like crazy. Every single player up and down the list, and the Wild have that right now. They're a team that believes that they can win this series, but you got to keep it going. Again, I'll say it again. I'm not trying to drudge up old memories, but we've literally been here before the last 2 postseasons. And At some point, you got to get past it. And the only way that you're going to do that is if you continue to put in the work.
Oh, 100%. I mean, not tonight, but like the previous game in Vegas, Kirill Kaprizov had 4 block shots. Like when you're getting your superstars to buy in defensively, and it's more about the team than themselves. It's just huge. And when they're healthy, they can be dangerous, right? Now everybody's all 100%, and the D-core is, they are just giving it their all. I mean, it's fun to watch. Especially that PK late was incredible.
That was so fun.
I mean, I was watching. I mean, Brock Faber was just a madman out there. He was doing everything to try to get the puck out, and everybody was buying in, and that's what it takes to win games and to win series, right? And but that's what's so awesome about these 7-game series right away. Like imagine if it was only 5, but it's intense, and
or a play-in.
You're right. Thank God the NHL is not doing the gimmicks like the NBA.
It is.
But
Sean says, just don't spaz and take 1 million penalties like they did against Dallas. Well said.
Remember that one where Foligno got that we got a major right, and that
2 minutes in. I think that was game 5. I just looked at that on today's episode, and I was like, because it felt like the penalties got in their head and they got frustrated as the series went along, and we have not seen that yet.
Yeah, they just got to keep it even keel, and they're saying the right things in the media too. Because remember that in that Dallas series, Peter DeBoer was just trying to poke the bear, get underneath the Wild skin, and get underneath Dean's skin at the time, and it's they're winning the psychological battle right now too.
Well, I will say we don't have to worry about diving because we're not playing Dallas. So.
Hey, Kaylee, I love the NBA too. I was just saying the gimmicks I don't enjoy. Their playoffs are fun too. It's just the gimmicks are a little crazy.
We're gonna start to wrap up here. I said we were gonna do a half hour, but hey, you beat Vegas to go up 2-1, and I'm not tired, so we're gonna keep rolling with it. But Jeremy wants to know what happened to Edmonton. And I think I can pretty succinctly sum it up. Stuart Skinner happened to Edmonton. Alex, well, actually, you know what? I have the power of the internet. I would love to go look and see what his numbers are.
Look up the defensive minutes too for the Oilers. I mean, they're playing like 4 defensemen basically. I knew it was going to be a problem without Ekholm too. And
is Darnell Nurse playing 90 minutes?
He's playing a ton. Jake Wallman's he's not really a defensive defenseman. He's all offense. I mean, so they have a bunch of defensemen that don't really play defense, and that's a problem. And and even if they go to Calvin Pickard, I don't think he's that much better than Stuart Skinner. They should have traded for John Gibson when they had the chance. I don't know. I don't get why they didn't trade for any goalie.
Okay, this is interesting. So the Kings generated 3.11 expected goals. Skinner gave up 5. I feel like a general rule is that anytime the opposing offense gets it above 3 is when you start to say, hey, the defense isn't really getting it done. And so that certainly looks to be the case. But as Sean mentioned too, that power play is like, come on, you've got clowns juggling out there at this point. You gotta get it. You got to get it figured out now.
I think going back to when they played the Kings right before the playoff, and Deneau is like Edmonton, put out their B squad out there and was gooning up. I think those comments really got things juiced up for this playoff series, and the Kings wanted to hand it to to the Oil, and they see a wounded team out there, and they're taking it to him. And how about Quinn Byfield? What a season he's had, and our old friend Kevin Fiala, he had a fantastic regular season. And Adrian Kempe's got 7 points right now. That guy is just so much fun to watch. And the Oil have all the bad vibes to them right now.
Who's he tied with for most points in the postseason right now? I think 97's up near the top,
which is just awesome to see. And Boldy's getting close to those guys too.
Update from Russo regarding Marcus Johansson. Johansson missed 13 minutes, 46 seconds tonight, got hit hard a few times. So we'll see what his status is for game 4. The Wild have Hinostroza and Shore practicing with the big team, and Ogren is a natural fill-in among Black Aces if Johansson is hurt. So that's one to watch. I know we've clowned. I know we've dug at him all season long, but the reality of the situation here is that Johansson brings something to the table that not many skaters on this team have, and that's speed. Mm-hmm. And Johansson has been one of the better offensive players for the Wild for the last probably month plus.
He's trying to stay in the NHL.
He's trying to get paid.
This is what he does. Right? He knows when his contract's up, and then he's like, "Oh man, I got to stay in the league. I don't want to go back and play in the Swedish Elite League, which it's not a bad league, but it's nothing like the NHL.
It's not that NHL money either. So we'll see. That is definitely one to monitor heading into game 4. I like your thinking though, Alex. I think if you put Vinny in there and you focus a little more on let's just beat the area in front of the net to death, I think Vinny can help you with that.
Yeah. He's a guy. He's another guy that is trying to stay in the NHL, right? Hinostroza was just it wasn't working in Nashville, and he's like, "Oh, this is probably my last chance to stay up in the NHL. Don't want to end up in the AHL or the coast." And so he gets to join his old buddy that he grew up with, Ryan Hartman, and he's taking advantage. It's good for him.
I think we've gone about an hour. So I think we're going to start to wrap it up here. But again, I'll circle back. If you want to do a 3 stars for tonight, Filip Gustavsson's got to get star number 1. We didn't even really talk about Gus a ton here tonight. So let's finish on him a little bit. Just like what, and as I say that, let's finish up on Gus. It's like, what can you say about his performance here tonight? He was just the trademark of Filip Gustavsson that we have seen over the last few years has been how calm he is in net. And I think having him, he doesn't mind freezing the puck and just getting a little bit of a breath. And I think that kind of calms the Wild down, knowing that if he can get to the puck, he's gonna freeze it so that it just allows for a little bit of a reset. But Mark Stone at the end, I don't know how that didn't go in.
Yeah, the one on Eichel too. I mean, and your goalie has to be the best penalty killer, right? And he was. I mean, some of those saves and his, like you said, he doesn't have trouble freezing the puck. His rebound control was excellent tonight, and he earned that win for sure. Someone said he earned the chain tonight. That was definitely earned by Gus.
Mackenzie Blackwood is leading all postseason goalies in goals saved above expected at 4.4. Gus is at 0.6. This has not factored in tonight's game, though. So he's going to climb the leaderboard a little bit, but just locking everything down. And not only has Gus been fantastic, but the defense, like we talked about it, the number 1 high danger chance offense in the league, and not by a small margin. They were number 1 by a long shot. 8 total high danger shot attempts in 3 games. That's not shots on goal. That's attempts. And they just they have turned Vegas into a perimeter team. And, Vegas is kind of feeding into that a little bit themselves, but Gus just walling things off has been huge.
Yeah, it's surprising that Vegas, because that's how they score a lot of their goals, right? They just grind it up front. That goal that Hurdle had in game one, just that reminds me of just how Vegas always scores. They battle out front and just grind and get in right in front of the goalie and score. And it's nice to see that because the Wild aren't the biggest defensive core, right? And so they're working really hard to keep them to the outside and not giving them a whole lot of great looks. And it's frustrating guys like Eichel and Stone and Barbashev and Tomas Hurdle is basically the only one that's really getting in the mix there. And it's a credit to the centerman, which is a rare thing to say with the Wild. But all the centermen are doing a great job at, being a center is the hardest position in hockey. And they're really doing a good job shutting down the middle of the ice.
But it must continue.
Yeah.
Saturday's game is going to be the hardest of the series.
Game. Yes, because what a difference 2-2 or 3-1, right? And it's everything. And good for them to get a win in Vegas, because now they know when they go back there what they have to do to win on the road. So Gus is going to have to keep playing like he is. It's incredible, and this is a roller coaster, and we know it. We know Vegas. They have the hearts of champions. They have some guys that have won multiple cups, and they are not going to go down easy.
No,
Vegas is not San Jose. They're not Anaheim. They've won a cup and they're battle tested. So we'll see.
Bill Pullman said it best in Independence Day. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not go down without a fight.
Excellent. I think Vegas really misses Jonathan Marchessault too, because he was always so money for them in the playoffs. It's too bad they weren't able to find a way to keep him. It's the salary cap world we live in.
Another basketball analogy. He was like Ray Allen on those LeBron James Heat teams. You're not going to get a ton other than corner threes, but boy, are they important.
Yes, he always delivered. So it was interesting. And no Logan Thompson too. Good point by Britt. What a regular season Logan Thompson, and now in the playoffs.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not go down without a fight. Game 4 looming on Saturday. So soak it in, Wild fans. All 250 of you that were in here.
Thank you, everyone.
Tripled.
We have people all over the world. It's incredible, the power of YouTube and Wild fans all over the world getting to tune in, and the chat's been excellent, and we all appreciate all the support. Even Vegas fans joining, which is cool too.
Yeah, I love I love getting a chance to see the other perspectives. I just hope that I don't get ratings bombed by opposing fans like Dallas did 2 years ago.
The Dallas Stars fans were not very nice.
I don't worry about that with Vegas fans. It's just a fun, like I said, this was the first postseason I ever covered as host of Locked On Wild was against Vegas. So it is fun to kind of go back where things began in this matchup. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
We have somebody in Tokyo, Japan. It's
Tokyo
incredible.
In the house.
Yes, Mike.
Great,
so cool.
Great to have you along. Great to have you along, Mike. All right, everybody. I am going to go to bed here, but again, I'll say it. Bill Pullman, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not go down without a fight. Game 4, gear up for it. enjoy tonight. I will allow you the opportunity. Well, you're all the fans. You can enjoy as long as you want.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm
always
going to
celebrate the wins.
Always celebrate accordingly. I'm going to allow myself tonight to celebrate, but then we're getting to work on game 4 tomorrow, because that's just how we do it. But 5-2 win, Gus, Boldy, Kaprizov, Hartman, Rossi, Foligno, up and down the list. Adin Hill, toast through 2 periods. But a lot of fun tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and make sure before you leave to hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already. Got a lot of new people in here tonight, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, because we got you on lock, because we are Locked On Wild, and we'll catch you tomorrow for a new episode right here as part of the Locked On Podcast Network.